In here, we will again focus on computers, but this time from another anticipation, the computer as a teacher's tool. As a matter of fact, it can support the constructivist and social constructivist inflections of constructivist learning. Constructivist learning deals mainly with the discovery of new meanings, new concepts, new chunks of knowledge, and new principles in the learning process. Stunning personas who handed in major contributions to constructivism are Jean Piaget and Jerome Bruner. The two mentioned names are also the proponents of this paradigm. While knowledge is formed or constructed by the individual in constructivism, a knowledge can also be obtained or constructed in a social manner. The psychologist Vygotsky stressed that learning is affected by social influences, thus emphasizing interactive process in learning. The more able adult or a peer can aid or complement what the learner sees in a given class project. Likewise, John Dewey views language as a medium for social coordination and adaptation. According to him, human learning is in fact a human languaging that occurs when students share, create, and agree socially upon meanings and knowledge. Given its present-day speed, flexibility, and sophistication, the computer can provide access to information, foster creative social knowledge building, and enhance the communication of the achieved project package. Based on the two learning theories, the teacher can employ the computer as an information tool, a communication tool, a constructive tool, a co-constructive tool, and a situating tool. The computer can provide vast amounts of information in various forms, such as text, graphics, sounds, and video. Even in multimedia encyclopedias are today available on the internet. Along the constructivist point of view, it is not enough for learners to download relevant information using the computer as an information tool. Students can use gathered information for composition or presentation projects as may be assigned by the teacher. Given the fact that the internet can serve as a channel for global communication, the computer can very well be the key tool for video teleconferencing sessions. The computer itself can be used for manipulating information, visualizing one's understanding, and building new knowledge. The Microsoft Word computer program itself is a desktop publishing software that allows users to organize and present their ideas in attractive formats. Students can use constructive tools to work cooperatively and construct a shared understanding of knowledge. One way of co-constructive is the use of the electronic whiteboard, where students may post notices to a shared document or whiteboard. Students also co-edit the same document from their homes. By means of virtual reality extension systems, the computer can create 3D images on display to give the user the feeling that are situated in a virtual environment. The flight simulation program is an example of situating tool which places the user in a simulated flying environment. To caution users, the computer as a situating tool is new and is still undergoing further research and development.
The Internet and Education. The Internet is recognized as an important tool in education. It is widely used to facilitate studying and help communication between teachers and students. It is also increasingly becoming the basis of education in forms such as distance learning. However, in addition to the positive effects of the Internet, it has also provided students with an avenue for plagiarism. The Internet as teaching tool. Most students say the Internet's ability to help them with their schoolwork and to help them learn new things is one of its best features. This potential role as educational tool is often the primary reasons why families get Internet access. Online study aids. The Internet has replaced the library as the primary tool for doing research for significant projects. Almost all online teens use the internet to do research for school. 94% report using the internet for this purpose. Instant messaging as a homework helper. For instantaneous help with vexing homework, online teens at times turn to friends, classmates, and teachers via instant messages or email. Websites about school or classes. Increasingly, the Americas wired school are turning to the web as an efficient way to disseminate information about the school, specific classes, and activities. Many are building class projects around the creation of websites. Websites as schoolwork. Teachers are also starting to incorporate the web into their classroom work. 17% of all youth have created a web page for a school project. Net cheaters. The ease of gathering information on the internet has a darker side. The simplicity of finding out things on the web also makes it easy for students to cheat. Cutting and pasting text from a website into a paper is effortless. So is wholesale copying or purchasing finished essays or reports. Homework help websites. Search engines like Google, Yahoo, and Lycos are examples of homework help websites. These sites serve a variety of purposes, from online tutoring to term papers written by other students. Target users. Almost every homework help site specifies what our group or grade level it is intended for. Most of the sites explored catered to middle school or high school students. Internet-based education. There are many forms of internet-based education. Interactive multiple-choice tutorials can be implemented via the internet, building on the model of computer-assisted instruction. Such tutorials can be scored electronically, and the applications can be used repeatedly or revised from one semester to the next, which offers great value and versatility. Virtual classrooms are classes that meet via the internet. To meet, the class uses technologies such as groupware, which is also known as computer-supported cooperative work, and links people on different computers using the same software program. As part of project-based education, students can pursue independent project-based studies at a distance and use email to communicate with the instructor. The student can prepare a report that is developed as a web page. This type of project is also implemented in traditional face-to-face classes. Event-based education takes advantage of the opportunity offered by the internet to link people together across great distances so that they can share in a common experience. Such experiences include cyber events such as interviews, online, and concerts.
Learning with computer and internet. The rapid rise of learning with the internet will occur not only because it is more convenient, cheaper, or faster, but because cognitive learning in the internet is better than pure learning in person. How will the internet and computer change in-person learning? Learners will acquire the data and facts faster using the internet. Because the internet can deliver information more quickly at a lower cost whenever a learner wants, and with more interaction in dialogue, the internet will replace the traditional in-person classroom delivery system as the dominant mode delivery for education. But the internet will not replace in-person learning. There will be almost no need for the traditional lecture. However, there will be a tremendous need for the teachers to become facilitators of learning, understanding how to learn, and able to work with learners or individuals. The sage on the stage will become the guide on the side, has already been coined. A learner can learn at his or her own convenience. computer and internet allows learners to become more comfortable and allows them to do things more easily. A learner can learn during his or her own peak learning time and learn at his or her own speed. A learner can test himself daily. With online learning, a learner can take quizzes and test easily, instant receiving the results and finding out how well he or she is doing in a course. A learner can also extend his or her knowledge with a certain topic in a classroom with the use of internet and computer by searching information from the different sites. There are some advantages of learning with the computer and internet. First, the learners may have the option to select learning materials that meets their level of knowledge and interest. Different learning styles are addressed and facilitation of learning a course through varied activities. Successfully completing online or computer-based courses builds self-knowledge and confidence and encourages students to take responsibility for their own learning. And lastly, it is easier to refer to the internet than in the fat reference books. Classroom computers open up a whole new world of telecommunications, allowing students to access national and worldwide educational websites. Immediate access to current materials enables students to respond, analyze, read, and digest educational content that isn't available in most textbooks. Video conferencing, multimedia presentations, and electronic communication tools also gives schools the ability to educate students, including those who take online courses. Computers provide a way for students to engage in project-based learning. Computers help students access timeliness, historical data, images, graphs, scientific findings, art, pop culture, current events, and music that makes projects come to life. Students use classroom computers to respond and interact with the world around them. Classroom computers also allows students to share files, work on group activities, and distribute knowledge quickly and immediately. Computers improve classroom learning as long as teachers and students are equipped to reap the full benefits. Computers also run specialized software programs that enables teachers to provide tutoring or personalized instruction for students who need advanced or remedial educational resources. Internet access allows students to conduct comprehensive research and communicate with other education providers beyond the four walls of classroom.
Distance education is different from the traditional education. Distance education is that educational information and instruction is taught to the learners who are physically distant from the source of that information and instruction. Distance education, also called distance learning, provides learning chances to people who could not afford time or money for the traditional classes or who lived in remote areas far from the schools. Because of the expansion of the internet in recent years, the internet has become the most important tool for delivering distance education. The most important reason causing distance education, according to Minoli 1996, is that many people want to take courses but cannot attend formal scheduled classes. The possible obstacles these people face include inconvenient class hours, home and job responsibilities, campus inaccessibility, child or elderly care, and commuting costs. The emerging communication media, like the internet, provides ways to solve these problems and contributes to distance learning a lot. In addition, educational institutions can save lots of money on investigating to build new buildings in campus. Therefore, they would like to support and provide this learning alternative for potential learners.
Using internet for authentic activities, internet as a tool for communication, internet as a tool for inquiry, and internet as a tool for construction. Internet as a tool for communication. The internet has become a major channel for communication around the world. There are three tools for communication that the internet has users take advantage, namely email, instant messaging, and asynchronous discussion. Email is a communication through the electronic communication system. Through email, messages are typed, sent, stored on one's computer, and retrieved. For educational purposes, email has been an important tool by which instructors at the elementary and secondary level and parents can keep communications lines open. It has also helped students maintain a closer contact with instructors at all levels of education. Instant messaging is more instantaneous than email. With instant messaging, a user maintains a list of people with whom she wants to communicate called her buddy list. Like email, the users communicate by typing their messages to one another. Users can also send videos, images, files, links to websites, and sounds. Asynchronous discussion is an educational online tool by which instructors and students can interact via discussions without the constraint of time and classroom. An effort is made in asynchronous discussion to mimic the traditional discussions of face-to-face classroom. The asynchronous discussions typically require the student provide their own reflection or critical analysis of the topic being discussed. This topic considers skills students will need to make efficient use of the internet as a tool for inquiry. The World Wide Web and web exploration tools interconnects information sources by way of hypermedia links. Keeping track of online resources like using bookmarks. Locating information have two general techniques, which are browsing and searching. Browsing is based on a hierarchical directory of heading and subheading, while searching involves the use of an online database. Using the web in the classroom, the internet can be used to deliver a variety of learning resources such as tutorials, instructional resources, and primary resources. Using the web for active learning, for example, rational for scaffolding and web quests. Internet as a tool for constructions. Internet communication gives qualitative researchers an intriguing opportunity to witness the social construction of reality as this occurs textually. The Internet is a network of computers that allows us to create networks of connections. At a basic level, one can study the connections themselves, or one can use the connections to conduct his studies. The Internet is unique, however, in that it is possible to view these processes of social constructions as solely discursive, primarily textual interaction.